The last few days have featured a very Florida-like pattern in which you've got sunshine for several hours and then some storms for 30 minutes. And quick downpours have been the name of the game for several straight days. Like today, of course, we've got some sun here now that it is in the evening as forecast. And then tomorrow comes in and brings with it some changes in the form of a cold front. Good afternoon, I'm meteorologist Erin Ashley. If you have any questions about tomorrow's forecast or your weekend weather, I will do my best to answer them throughout this segment of 19 at 6. Yeah, 6 p.m. So satellite and radar was a lot more active earlier on this afternoon, but of course things have quieted down as we have been forecasting and tracking for the last few days. We've been suggesting, and so have the models, yeah, pretty quiet radar image now that we've gotten through those downpours. Those have shifted east, becoming more of a, say, Charleston, West Virginia issue. We still have a few of those showers still trekking through parts of Adams and Highland counties, just east of the area. Some brief downpours, maybe a few strikes of lightning, but generally no huge impacts anymore. We're left with a decent breeze. Now what I'm going to do, as per usual, I'm going to keep the radar image right here at the bottom below me. It's active radar, that way you have an idea of where storms are now and where they are headed. Let's take a look at the winds, because that is our biggest impact this evening beyond the downpours that we're seeing across the area. So wind speeds are going to be around 15, maybe 20 mile per hour. They're sustained. They're from the south, and so temperatures are going to be pretty warm. We'll do a temp check here in just a second. Here are those wind gusts, anywhere from 20 to 25 miles per hour, mainly seen with those batches of showers that we had moving through the Cincinnati metro about 2 to 3 hours ago. Again, these are slow movers, and so we did see a little bit of a risk for flash flooding. Now, here's where temperatures are right now, have been allowed to warm up to the upper 70s for Dry Ridge, West Union, and our coolest spot, if that's what you want to call it, Batesville and Florence, you got a tie at 74 degrees. Now tonight, we're going to notice, like we are already noticing, some clear skies, and temperatures are going to be allowed to drop. Not significantly, but perhaps a little bit cooler than what we woke up to this morning. So tonight, temperatures low 60s after a very warm day today. Now, big changes are on the way. We got to get through Monday, though. Monday brings in those showers and storms. Some of those guys could be on the stronger side. I want to show you and start by showing you what the severe risk looks like, which you'll see it here. It'll pop up for you guys. There it is. So it's a slight risk for some of us here in the tri-state, but it's mainly an eastern Ohio sort of concern, and that's because the timing of these showers and storms is a little bit earlier for us here in Cincinnati. This is good because we're only seeing the tail end of the severe threat. Let's zoom in. I'll show you what I mean here. Notice towards Decatur, Franklin, Fayette, Union counties, just southeastern Indiana in general, you've got a general to marginal risk. Really not seeing too much of a risk for you guys, and that's because the arrival time for your showers, your storms, that line that we've been tracking for several days now, well, the timing hasn't changed a lot. It's arriving for you guys closer to about 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. So that heat doesn't have a whole lot to feed off of. Whereas as this line of showers and storms treks out to the east, it arrives later for you guys in the day, therefore has more heat to work with. And that's just why we have a greater threat that direction. Now, I will say this is mainly a straight-lined wind and hail concern, not really too much of a concern in the tornado risk. You can see it here. It's a greater risk east, and even then the green that you see here, that's a 2%. Kind of saying, hey, it's possible. I think there's greater concerns in this forecast, though. For us here locally, it's in the winds. There's a 5% to a 10% chance, and that's of getting, say, like those severe wind gusts, so 60 mile per hour or greater wind gusts with some of these thunderstorms. And then, yeah, with these clusters of thunderstorms, kind of like what we've been seeing the last few days, there is just the smallest hail threat as well. Let's waste no time, get right into it here on our first alert forecast model. Again, today the action's really over. Your Sunday evening plans looking good. Maybe a little soggy after how much rain we had moving through earlier, which I will total up those rainfall totals, have them for you at the start of the show tonight at 10 o'clock. Look at this. So the arrival time for those north and west of Cincinnati, I'm saying about 7 or 8 o'clock. This is saying about 6, but regardless, that morning commute could be impacted for those west of Cincinnati. So not exactly seeing a severe threat, but definitely impactful to your morning commute. Rain, maybe a few strikes of lightning. And then at the same time that showers are falling west of Cincinnati, there's sun shining on the eastern side. And that's why there's such a difference between the severe threat, is because Hillsborough, Georgetown, West Union, Vanceburg, down in Lewis County, you guys are just going to be cooking a little bit longer before you guys see some showers and storms. In fact, you guys could just be waiting until the afternoon. So here's 11 o'clock. Here's 12 o'clock, here's 1, and here's 2. Notice we get into the early afternoon, we're starting to see a little bit stronger, more organized thunderstorms starting to come on in. It's a very nice line that we have moving through, which unlike the last few days, this is a little bit easier for us to predict as far as timing goes. So here's 2, 3 o'clock, here's 4, notice 5, 6, 7. It starts to clear the area, becomes more of an eastern Ohio event, and that's good. It keeps our severe threat very low, and it also means we could be wrapping up your your Monday evening drier. So if you have evening plans, don't cancel them yet. Just don't wear your favorite shoes quite yet either. All right? So that's what we're tracking the time-wise. Here's where we expect the heaviest rain to be falling. I think most of us will get anywhere from about 1/4 to 1/2 of an inch. Depends on where we see those thunderstorms popping up southeast of Cincinnati, but generally north and west of Cincinnati, where we have a little bit more of those morning showers, that's where we're seeing the blues coming in on our estimated rainfall map. All right, I've taken the time. I've talked about Monday. Let's see if we have any questions about Monday. Okay, Seth saying, how are you doing on a Sunday? I'm doing great, Seth, thank you. Happy Sunday. Hey, your name's Erin too. Hello, Erin, it's nice to meet you. From Erin. Scott saying, good evening. It's great to meet you, Scott, thank you. Betty asking, hello, Erin, how are you doing? And how bad will it get for Lawrenceburg, Indiana, Hidden Valley area? Okay, so Betty, hello, I'm doing great. I hope you're doing well too. As far as Lawrenceburg, Indiana, and for Indiana in general, Monday is not really too much of a concern for you as far as severe weather goes. And that's because these showers are arriving for you guys closer to 7 to 10 o'clock in the morning. These are not going to be racing by. They're going to be kind of going like this, trucking by a little bit. So yeah, you could be seeing a quick 1/2 of an inch over, quick is relative, right? 1/2 of an inch between that 3-hour period, and then those will sail on east and away from the area. Thank you for tuning in, Betty. I appreciate it. Okay, no other questions coming on in. Let's talk about your week ahead. We talked so much about Monday, and that's our chance for showers and storms, but this ignites a good deal of change in that 7-day forecast, which that and more in just a second. I want to show you what the dew points look like. Yeah, look at this. By the end of the day, Monday, mainly into Tuesday, comfortable sunshine arrives, and it sticks around for a good amount of time, but before you know it, the muggy meter you see here, I'll explain it a little bit because we have the time, but the muggy meter, it measures the trend of how dew points will behave over the week. So the higher the dew points are, the more humid it's going to be. So we're already pretty muggy outside. We step outside. If you're having a good hair day, you step outside and that is no longer the case. And then notice we have that dropping into late Monday into Tuesday. That's a cold front coming on through. It's going to be a little breezy, but it's going to help clear out that extra humidity, that tropical humidity that we've been feeling for several days. And it's going to provide some more comfortable air, drier air, and more sunny air as well, or more sunny skies, I should say. But notice by Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it's not before long that those dew points start to climb once again, which means heat, humidity, and the chance for storms will build into the late week, which means next weekend, it's several days away, but it isn't looking too great for Father's Day right now. Give you that first alert. In just a second, let's look at the bigger picture. Yeah, there's that cold front, mid-70s to the upper 70s. That's still below normal temperatures, normal for this time of year, anywhere from 81 to 83 degrees. We really reached that point around Wednesday, and that's when we got a good breeze coming in from the south, so it's bringing in the heat, and it's bringing in the humidity. I think Thursday is going to be the warmest day this week, 86, and then Friday, We just have some clouds coming on in that might limit how much heat we're actually able to tap into, but regardless, we're splitting hairs. It's going to be warm, it's going to be humid, and we're tracking some showers and storms into Father's Day weekend, which you'll see here in your 7-day forecast as soon as it pops up. Big changes are on the way, and it starts with those showers and storms tomorrow afternoon, morning to afternoon. So once again, the strong afternoon storms is mainly for those south and east of Cincinnati. I'll show you those severe outlooks once again in a second, but it's not before long that we see more sunshine than not. Tuesday, 77 degrees. That is going to be your pick day, perhaps if you like more of a spring summer feel, like a May temperature. That's Tuesday. Wednesday is more seasonal, so more true to where we're supposed to be as far as temperatures go. 82 degrees and a lot of sun to go around. Thursday, we're starting to get hot. We're starting to get humid. It feels more like July on Thursday. And then Friday comes in, it brings in the chance for storms, which the chance for storms sticks around even beyond the 7-day forecast, which, because we're seeing the heat, the humidity, that just automatically comes in with some showers and storms. We don't exactly know how it's going to behave quite yet, but just plan to check back with us as we approach your Father's Day weekend, because you and me alike want to get outside that weekend, and we're going to be watching it like hawks. We will. I already dug into the data a lot today, and I will continue to do so. We will continue to do so as well. Okay, it's 6:12. Let's brush up on those severe threats one more time for Monday before I go ahead and hop off of here. Once again, not everyone is under a risk for severe weather. It's mainly those in Cincinnati, south of Cincinnati, and east of Cincinnati. If you're in the green, you're in a marginal risk, a level 1 out of 5. It's mainly for some winds starting to kick up with thunderstorms. If you are in the yellow, I'd say you got a more of a wind and hail risk coming together. It's very small chance for tornadoes, but the farther east you are, I'd say you have more of an opportunity to get those. But once again, just wind, hail could prompt some severe thunderstorm warnings. And then, of course, downpours like well, we've been seeing the last few days. Tomorrow will also be producing a good amount of rain as well. So I want everyone to stay weather aware, even if you're not in the green, even if you're not in the yellow. We have had a healthy amount of rain move through the tri-state over the last few days, and so just any rain in general, on top of the rain we've already received, will create a flooding risk. So you know what they say, turn around and don't drown. Okay, let's see if we have any other questions coming in about anything going on. Betty's asking, when do we dry out? Tuesday, Betty. And really, not just in terms of the rain chances, but once again, the sky is going to be, the sun's going to be shining, the air is not going to be as humid, the breeze is not going to be as noticeable. I'll show you that 7-day one more time before I go ahead and hop off of here, but it really is going to be a beautiful one by Tuesday, especially the later and later we get, and then Wednesday we really dry out. We see the puddles from Monday evaporate entirely. That is the day that we start to get a little bit warmer, but we're not getting really hot and humid till like Thursday, Friday. And that's when we start to see some showers and storms coming on in. So Betty, there is dry time this week. Those are the big changes that I kind of hinted at the beginning. And that starts about 48 hours from now. I know. Who's counting? Me. I'm counting. Okay, any other questions coming on in? Yeah, I'm not seeing any other questions, but I do appreciate you all tuning in this Sunday evening, wanting to stay weather aware. And should anything change for Monday's forecast, you guys will be the first to know. You can follow me on socials. You can follow all of us on socials. And of course, tune in tonight, Fox 19 Now at 10. And then Catherine, she's back tomorrow. She'll have your updated forecast coming in tomorrow morning as well. We'll get you through it. We'll let you know should anything turn more severe or less concerning. Either way, we've got you covered. But for now, signing off here in Queensgate, I appreciate you guys all wanting to stay weather aware. Have a great rest of your Sunday and a great week ahead.